Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is a Wednesday. Today is the 24th day of May. Can you believe this is like we're approaching the final week of the month? National Yucatan Shrimp Day. World Schizophrenia Day. Did somebody just say that? National Wyoming Day. Brothers Day. I should reach out to my brothers. National Escargot Day. That's like snails, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Aviation Maintenance Technicians Day. Very important people. Make sure those airplanes are flying okay. And National Scavenger Hunt Day. All of those things happening on this Wednesday. And I've got a guest, absolutely positively could have been a Movie Star Monday. But it's not. It's going to be today because today is the day she's available. Yvette Nicole Brown. She's a stand-up comic. She's an actress on several movies, and she's an actress on several TV shows. And we're going to chat with her about her latest called Act Your Age. We're going to chat all about that coming up.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new survey has found that 73% of mothers feel they are the best in the world. In a poll of 2,000 moms, 8 in 10 said they believe they are the driving force of their family and that the family would be lost without them. And what are moms?
That doesn't mean they're the best. They think they're the best in the world.
Well, that's what this.
They're the best in their. They're great for their family.
I'm reading a study, Heidi. What are mom's superhero traits? 52% said they are the most confident in the problem-solving category. That would be me in our household. Heidi's like, I don't know what's wrong. I'm just going to drink wine while you figure it out. Closely followed by nurturing. I think that's also me.
What?
I'm just kidding. Multitasking. Oh, me for sure. Organizing and time management. She's really very organized. Communication. I don't know. You talk to me all the time. I should pay attention. And other skills. The one poll survey found that 83% of mothers look to other mothers for support and advice. Do you do that? Do you talk to other moms? You talk to your mom all the time. So I think that probably makes sense.
That probably counts, I guess.
Yeah.
But not other mothers like...
Peers?
Right.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm better than all of you. Surveys, I don't think that's really what Heidi thinks, but surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know eating at a Michelin star level meal on the edge of space could be the next thing? It'd be next year if the French company Zefalo has their way. Space Tourism Venture is currently selling pre-reservation tickets for a trip in a pressurized capsule named Celeste, attached to a stratospheric balloon. The capsule will ascend to an altitude of about 15.5 miles, allowing you, as a guest, to marvel at the curvature of the Earth while being wined and dined in style. The plan is to ferry 6 passengers and 2 pilots to maximum altitudes in about 90 minutes. The capsule will then float above Earth for about 3 hours, plenty of time to enjoy a multi-course meal and several glasses of fine French wine. Pre-reservation tickets are going for, how much do you suppose?
I have no idea.
$10,900. But an all-in, a trip will set you back about $131,000. So apparently that is just for the wine and the food. $131,000 total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you have any interest in something like that?
Not even a little bit.
No, me either.
No. All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Now, Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Jimmy Fallon's successful Password revival will return for a second season real soon. Production was postponed as the Tonight Show host continued to show support for the Writers Guild of America strike. He has not hosted a new episode of The Tonight Show since May 2nd when the strike began. NBC renewed Password with Keke Palmer returning as host, and filming was expected to start on the Universal lot, but Fallon is among the stars refusing to cross the picket line. And Kate Winslet has won the coveted Leading Actress Award at the BAFTA TV Awards for her performance in I Am Ruth. She won 3 BAFTA Film Awards during a stellar career, but this is her first TV win. Winslet, her heart-wrenching drama, which also won Best Single Drama, explored a relationship between a mother and a teenage daughter experiencing severe mental health issues in the social media age. Yeah, I always thought she seemed like a neat lady. Yeah. Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. You know how it goes. You're spending time with a new acquaintance. After covering the basics, the weather, job, kids, you kind of run out of things to talk about. The dreaded awkward silence. On the other hand, a lull in conversation with a close friend never feels quite as awkward.
Exactly.
Why is that? Recent study from the researchers at Dartmouth University delved into this phenomenon. Researchers found that although long gaps lasting more than 2 seconds, that's a long gap, 2 seconds?
With a stranger.
I was going to just leave it for 2 seconds and show you how long 2 seconds was. But Heidi couldn't leave the gap. They said they show signs of disconnection between pairs of strangers. They had the opposite effect, though, on friends, marking moments of increased connection. Plus, friends were discovered to have more of these gaps in their interactions. Researchers wrote that between strangers, a long gap tended to signal a change in the subject of a conversation. But between friends, they provided space for reacting and reflecting on what was just said. Do you agree with all that?
Yes.
I think so. It's all good. And Google has announced that it will look different in the near future. And look is not the only thing that's changing. The search engine, Google, plans to bring AI chat features to their main page as it works to keep pace with the wave of artificial intelligence tools that could threaten the company's dominance. Google says that they're introducing the next evolution of Google Search, which will use an AI-powered chatbot named Bard, B-A-R-D, to answer questions. You never thought search could answer? What? You never thought search could answer?
Questions that you never thought search could answer.
Oh, there we go. That makes more sense. I just read it weird. This is why we need artificial intelligence. We don't even have authentic intelligence here. Anyway, they're going to get users' info they want quicker than ever. Google's new look and feel will be noticeable after typing a query into the search bar. You'll see a pop-up with an AI-generated response in addition to a display of traditional results. If you're interested, you can sign up now for a wait list for the new Google search. A limited number of users will have access in the coming weeks. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with Yvette Nicole Brown, and you might know her from a bunch of amazing programs that she's had a chance to do in the past, but she's got a brand new one out right now, and this looks like a whole lot of fun. Act Your Age. Tell me a little bit about this on Bounce TV.
Yes, it's a wonderful sitcom where I'm working with the Tisha Campbell and the Kim Whitley, and Whoopi Goldberg calls it the Golden Brown Girls. So that should tell you everything you need to know. We're three women at different places in our lives and careers, and we're coming together to support and take care of each other and live together. It's really a wonderful show.
And now in this, are the character you're playing, is this character anything like the real Yvette, or is this just a character?
It's a character, but I will say the one thing that we have in common is we both dress very conservatively. And the episode is a big spoof on how unattractive people find her way of dressing. I like to be dressed from the neck to the ankle. And go. Angela Martin's character is the same way. So yeah, that's what we have in common.
I love that. Now, you've had a chance to do so many fun things. You've done, I remember when our kids were younger and they would watch this program, and you were on this program that was kind of geared towards kids. And then my wife and I really kind of liked another program that was really geared towards adults. And you've been on a lot of different things. And I think that's really cool. I think they call that well-versed, don't they?
I hope that's what they call it. I think you're talking about what Drake and Josh and probably Community, right?
There you go. And the thing that's fun is different characters, but you just kind of embodied them and made them so much fun. When you're out like in the world and you talk to people, what character and what program do people mention to you the most?
You know, it used to be Helen from Drake and Josh, but, you know, since the pandemic, a lot of people discovered Community. So now every time I go out, it's someone asking me about Shirley. So I think those two are the ones I get asked about the most, and maybe Avengers Endgame, if people remember me in that elevator with Captain America and Iron Man. But other than that, it's got to be Community and Drake and Josh for sure.
And again, with those, the characters are different. Are you anything like those characters? Or I should say, has there been a character that you've played that's really kind of very much like you?
Yeah, I'm not like Helen and Shirley because both of them have a very strong violent streak. They're very violent. I think out of all my characters, probably Danny. We had a remake of The Odd Couple with the great Gary Marshall a few years ago on CBS. We did 3 seasons there. And my character, Danny, on there was probably the one that was the most like me. I used my real voice for her and my own hair for her. And so I feel like she was the one that was the closest to me.
That is awesome. And this new program from Bounce, again, it's called Act Your Age. And when you got the opportunity to do this, are there some things that you're kind of excited to get a chance to do with this program?
Well, yeah. I mean, our wonderful show creator, Allison Faust, I worked with her on Big Shot, a Disney Plus show, may it rest in peace. And I knew that she knew how to write for Black women of a certain age because she's a Black woman of a certain age. So I could just go to work and know that everything I'd have to say would be great. And also, this is the first time me, Tisha, and Kim have been the leads on a show. We're always the girlfriend, the boss, the wife or the mom of another character. But on this show, we get to lead the show. We get to have A stories that are about our journey. And that's the first time for all three of us. And we're all well into our career. So that's made this a wonderful experience. Act Your Age has been a dream come true.
Well, it looks like a lot of fun. And for folks that maybe haven't heard of the program and Bounce, where do we find Bounce?
Bounce is actually already in the air. It's an over-the-air station, the kind that I grew up watching. The easiest way to get it is to just get a $20 antenna from Amazon or Walmart and plug it in. They have regular antennas for regular TVs and also HD antennas for smart TVs. You can also go to bouncetv.com/find us. Put in your zip code, and it'll tell you where Bounce is on your cable or your direct TV. Then also YouTube TV has it, Roku has it. You got to do a little search, but once you find it, you're gold.
And the thing that's amazing to me, we live in an amazing age. When I was a kid, and probably when you were a kid, we had kind of some limited options. And I remember when cable came out, we had a few more options. Look at all the options we have now. Isn't it amazing?
It's so many ways to watch television, and as big as it's gotten, it's also gotten a little harder to find the things you want to see. So that's why I hope people go to bouncetv.com and figure out where Act Your Age is airing for them. It's really worth the journey. Find us and you'll enjoy it.
And I'm going to make it easy. I'll throw a link in the show notes so they can go right to it. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat. I'm glad we finally got a chance to connect.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Again, our guest today has been Yvette Nicole Brown, and the show we've been talking about is called Act Your Age. You can find it on the channel Bounce TV, and I'm going to throw a link to make it really easy to find all of the information about that, and you'll be able to check like your local area and see if it's on over the air. Otherwise, they have some online options as well. I'll put a link to all of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Olympic world record for the longest human long jump is greater than the world record for the longest horse long jump.
Really?
That's kind of crazy, isn't it?
That is crazy.
Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are 177,147 different ways to tie a necktie. You could tack another one on there because we had a guy come to an interview once
Yes,
that I
we
guarantee
did.
you his wasn't on the list. He just tied it in a knot and then tucked the thing into his collar. Heidi left the room. She's like, I just got to go.
Yeah.
And I saw right away what she was looking at. I was like, you know what? He looked nice. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
99% of Finns take a sauna at least once a week. That's in Finland.
Yes.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The word school comes from the ancient Greek for free time. Oh, cool. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In ancient Egypt, people put a dead mouse in their mouth to treat a toothache. Ugh. 5 fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. 92% of us have at least one kind of this in our refrigerator right now. We have it for sure. Always have this. What is it? Cheese.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Yeah.
You just got some really fancy cheeses. I opened the thing up and I'm like, I want to eat all of this, but then I'll find out she needed some of it for a recipe, and then I'll be in trouble. You know how I know that? Because I've done that
You've done that
dozen
a time
times.
or two, yeah.
She's like, where'd the Gouda go? I'm like, oh, it was very Gouda. Why? It was for a recipe, you idiot.
I
I'm
needed
like,
that.
Well, it was very Gouda. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A trio of thieves knew something wasn't right after pulling off one of the dumbest heists in history. 220 sneakers of various brands, all for the right foot.
Oh, boy.
The misstep occurred April 30th at a sports goods store in Peru. Around 3:30 a.m., the men managed to cut the padlock at the back of the store, steal 3 large crates filled with sneaker boxes. What the thieves didn't realize was all the boxes, the shoe boxes that they had taken out, contained sneakers for the right foot only, because the owner had prepared the crates to have the footwear displayed at a local sports goods fair. Police suspect the thieves have hidden their hauls, as there's no way to sell sneakers that are only, for the right foot on the black market.
Right.
Unless, of course, a whole lot of people with just a right foot.
Right.
Then,
Which, that happens.
That
but
is, that's
probably
what I'm
not
saying.
as commonly as that many shoes.
220 shoes worth,
Right.
yeah. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Going to continue with our 2023 summer blockbusters. This is part 2. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, June 2nd.
Gosh,
It's a
they
sequel.
just keep making more and more
I
and
know.
more of these things.
Well, the last one of these came out in 2018. I thought it was more recent than that. But it's a sequel to the Oscar-winning Into the Spider-Verse, which will expand upon the story of Miles Morales with the Spider-Gwen's help. So, Transformers Rise of the Beasts comes out June 9th. We can only hope that the latest in this franchise, featuring animal-like Transformers known as Maximals, doesn't run too long and make at least the tiniest bit of sense. Okay, I don't know. I'm reading what they have typed here. Very poorly, by the way. And our final thing for the list for today, and then we'll continue this list later. The Flash. This one just might be the one to beat this summer, with DC bringing its universe of superheroes to an emotional and action-packed crescendo led by the embattled star Ezra Miller's Flash. June 16th, that'll hit the big screen. We'll have more of the list in the coming days. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap, cheap, cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Now your quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Quote today is from Groucho Marx. I've always liked Groucho Marx. Let's see what this quote is. Groucho says, "A black cat crossing your path signifies that the animal is going somewhere."
Yes, it does.
All right. Thank you, Groucho. I remember one time Heidi's superstitious. We crossed the path of a black cat. She's like, "You be careful. We just crossed a black cat." I'm like, I'm not superstitious. Nothing's going to happen. Woo! I get pulled over. I'm like, oh, what just happened?
I was like, I told you.
Yeah. Well, it was just a coincidence. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is great news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Listen to this headline, Heidi. 13-year-old hero saves little sister from kidnappers using a slingshot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, part Kevin McAllister, part Dennis the Menace, a 13-year-old boy in Michigan, being hailed a hero after fighting off a potential kidnapper with a slingshot.
Wow.
The boy's young sister was hunting for mushrooms in the backyard, and it says a 17-year-old disappeared out of the woods behind the family's home. The Michigan State Police and the suspect grabbed the 8-year-old girl and held her mouth shut to prevent her from screaming. He attempted to pull her into the woods. Well, this little girl's older brother saw what was happening and started shooting at the suspect with a slingshot, hitting him in the head and in the chest. The suspect ran away and was later found hiding in a nearby gas station. He reportedly had injuries that appeared to have been caused by a slingshot to the head and to the chest.
Wow.
Officials announced the suspect has been charged as an adult on account of attempted kidnapping and child enticement. So that is just crazy. They were in their own backyard, and this kid, their backyard leads up to, is butted up to some woods. 17-year-old boy steps out of the woods and tries to grab this little girl.
That's terrifying. That's some David and Goliath stuff there.
That really is. Yeah. I love that story, by the way. And you know what? I always thought it would be awesome to get really good at using a slingshot. I remember when I bought one, I tried I'm going to use it. And I wanted to invent a game using slingshots and a golf ball.
Yes, you did.
So I made a special, I'm such a dork. I made a special little cup that I could put a golf ball in, and I was shooting golf balls, and then I called an attorney. I said, I want to get a patent. Remember this?
Yes, I do.
You want to get a patent on slingshots? I'm like, well, no, it's a sport. He goes, golf? It's like, what is it you want a patent? I'm like, oh, I got another call. I got to grab that.
I'll call you back, I promise.
I'll call you back. And I never did. So anyway, if you ever see that take off in popularity, it was my idea. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.